What's up, you guys? Adam here with Anabolic Climbing, and today we're going to talk about the 5 compounds I expect to be deployed either in IFSC competition or in Olympic competition for rock climbers. So, the following compounds are not inherently WADA approved, but at least not WADA banned. You should not take these if you guys are in tested competition, but WADA has not explicitly said that you can't. So, what are these compounds? How common are they? Are there things you're already using? Well, sit back, relax, and we're going to jump into it. So, the most common thing that you're possibly even using already, that I would probably expect to be the most likely, is nicotine. Super powerful stimulant, pairs really nicely with caffeine, really good for motor function, hand-eye coordination, it's neuroprotective, and people love their nicotine, whether it's smoking, Zins, transdermal patches. Folks really love nicotine, and I understand why. Really good time. Does that mean that all climbers are going to be ramping it? No, it's pretty pedestrian. But definitely something that I think is probably going to be legal for as long as WADA exists. And if you want to use it as a performance enhancer, you totally should. The next compound that is legal, WADA approved, and will probably continue to stay on the OK list for a while to come is Tadalaphil, or Cialis. Really good for blood flow. I think less useful for, lead climbers, but if you're using it for a little bit of extra blood flow for either speed climbers or for boulders, I could totally see this being used. It also has one of the side effects of down-regulating estrogen slightly, so it's not going to crush you on the ground, but it will allow you to potentially be a little bit less watery, so that might help as far as battling the scales. Next up, on the topic of battling the scales, we have 2 compounds that I talk about super often on this channel. And the first one is GLP-1s. Right now, all 3 GLP-1s are being monitored by WADA, but none of them have been banned. So whether you want to go the semaglutide route, the tirzepatide route, or my personal favorite, retatrutide, all 3 are open for you right now. This is subject to change, and I understand why. Not just because we're a super eating disorder-ridden community, but the other part is in IFSC and really more for WADA ranges, there's a lot of weight classes. And I think a lot of this could be ripe for abuse. Whether or not folks would say that this is like a PED per se, it's kind of hard to tell. For our sport, for gymnastics, I could see this being heavily abused. But if you're in boxing or wrestling or weightlifting where you're battling with the scale, I don't know if this really moves the needle for those sports. I think this just helps you get to the scale easier. And on its own, I think that's fine. For climbing or for gymnastics, I could totally see us being the reason that this is banned going forward. It's also possible that the IFSC might make like a carve out for this compound or this class of compounds in particular. It's too soon to tell. Right now, everyone's just monitoring it. I don't think the community is hip to how powerful these compounds are for our population, but I expect that to change in the next 6 to 12 months, especially as I start ringing the bell on this and sounding the horn. Folks are going to know. The next compound, so I have 2 compounds next, one of which I think is pretty under the radar, and that's GHK-Copper. It's proven to improve collagen synthesis for type 1 and type 3, so better for skin, potentially for tendons, but the tendon stuff is kind of unproven. I've seen bodybuilders use this for lagging body parts. I've seen some folks attempt to do this for tendon remodeling and healing. There's no clinical data to support this, but the folks that have tried that have sworn that it has given them better results. Does that mean you should start pinning GHK copper in your forearms? Maybe. I haven't tried it yet, but I definitely think it's an experiment worth running. I will get around to this at some point, and I will circle back. But for the time being, it is not banned. However, this last compound that I'm about to mention is not banned yet, but I promise you it will be. And that's SLU-PP-332. You've heard me talk about this compound a lot. I'm running it now. I've run it in the past. And the reason I know it's going to be banned is because MOTS-C was banned. WADA really does not like the mitochondrial supports, and I understand why. It's increased oxygen carrying capacity, it's better endurance and energy, and if you can get 20 to 30% more endurance with a pill that doesn't negatively impact your endocrine system or your blood work, people are going to abuse that, and I think it's rife for abuse. Does that mean you should run this if you're a tested athlete? Technically, it's not illegal to do so. There is no human data outside of the random lab rats that are trying to do that. And, you know, we publish our blood work. You can see that it's pretty golden. But if you have a risk for cancer, probably not a good move. That said, until WADA decides to ban this compound, it's probably a thing worth exploiting. If I were a tested athlete and it was perfectly legal to run, I would be running this. And I think this is probably going to be the compound within the peptides outside of BPC 157 and TB 500, which are both banned by WADA, by the way. Do not run those in competition. But I think SLU-PP-332 has the highest probability of being highly leveraged by climbers going forward. That is my prediction. Then we can sort of get to the question of what are folks going to get popped for? Are we going to see any drug failures? Are we going to see any bans at the Olympics? I don't know. I don't know who it could be. I always look at the Iranian speed climbers and think, man, those guys are super jacked. I wonder what they're on. And we have had drug failures from both Iran and from Russia before. I found another drug failure from Russia today. Pyotr Zemlikov, I think, or Zemelikov, and I couldn't find what he popped for, but he was another speed climber. God, I'm going to ask around and try to find that out, because that would be super interesting to me. ChatGPT said it was turnable, but I think ChatGPT is just making stuff up. I couldn't find that or confirm that anywhere. But I'm definitely going to try to dig and get to the bottom of that if I can. I would expect to find some folks in the speed climbing community potentially attempting. I would not be shocked if one of the boulders or lead climbers popped, but I think it's less likely. I think in general speed is the more straightforward event to dope for. I don't know if anyone is going to pop for testosterone. No one pops for GH because it's really hard to test for. But I think both are possibilities. But yeah, we'll find out if any government-sponsored doping programs make their way over to us over in the climbing community. In which case, I would say, thank you. Please share notes with me. I am humbled. So, with that said, if you're this far in, please drop a like, drop a comment, let us know what compounds you're currently testing and how strong you're currently sending. One of the other things is we've been growing really quickly this week. We went from 50 subscribers to 75 real darn fast. And I am both humbled and grateful for all of you guys coming in here while it's super, super early. You guys are the best, and that means the world to me. I have some upcoming climbing footage that I'm going to drop just to keep things going. But for now, I kind of like doing some stuff that's a little bit more long form, just so that I can flush out some other ideas of things that aren't just related to my journey and more related to our community as a whole. Anyway, I think that's just about it. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, share if you want to. Please provide some predictions on who or what you think is going to pop or test positive in the upcoming games. And yeah, this has been Adam with Anabolic Climbing. Giving you guys a front double bye, wishing you guys happy sending, happy experimenting. Good blood work is good style, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.